Hello everybody, welcome you all at Learning is Fun with Prajnaparamita. Today I am going to discuss a very interesting topic. And today's topic is about how to convert a simple sentence into a complex one. In my last video lesson, I have already discussed these different type of English sentences, that is simple, complex and compound. And those who didn't watch that video lesson yet, please do watch to know all these sentences very easily. So today's lesson, I am going to tell you how to convert or change a simple sentence into complex one. First, I am going to tell you some rules, and at the end, I am going to give you some exciting and easy tricks to do all these things. So if you watch this video lesson till the end, you must know how to change a simple sentence into a complex one. So stay with me. Now, when we are consider or when we are just thinking to transform a simple sentence into complex one, so we have to do two things first. First, simply by expanding a word which is used in a simple sentence, or phrase into a clause, that is in a simple sentence. As you have already knew that lots of phrases are there, only one clause with more than 2, 3, 4 phrases are there. Those who didn't know phrase properly, I have a video lesson. Please do watch the difference between phrase and clause. I will provide the link in the description box below. So let's see that video lesson, and the video lesson relating clause will also help you to know all these things. So these are the two steps. So, rule number 1. Simply, when we are thinking to change a simple sentence into complex one, we may use a noun clause. That is, here you find when a word may be expanded into a noun clause. For example, he admitted his mistake. This is an example of a simple sentence where he admitted his mistake. Here you find subject, verb, object, etc. And when we are just make it a complex one, we just make a word, change it into a noun clause. That is, he admitted that he had made a mistake. Here his mistake, this word is expanded with like this, with the help of a noun clause, that he admitted that he had made a mistake. Here, sometime we use a phrase and we expand it, or we just extend a phrase into a clause while using or while convert a simple sentence into complex one. That is, he seems to be a fool. This is a simple sentence, and when we are convert this simple sentence into complex one, we just write it in this manner. It seems that he is a fool. Here you find it seems, this is subject, verb, and there you find after verb this is an object part, that he is a fool. That he is a fool, this is a predicate. In the predicate part or in the complement part, you can say that, because if we consider this sentence, we find it is a subject, and from seems this is a predicate part, and in the predicate part you find verb, and after verb we find this noun clause. This thing is converted, the phrase is converted into a clause to make the sentence a complex one. The next rule for you, and here this is the division. You may find main clause, subordinate clause, and main clause, subordinate clause, as usual for the as typical for complex sentence. Now the next rule for you, using adverbial clause. And the same rule is there. A word may be expanded into an adverbial clause. That is, my mother embraced the child lovingly. The mother embraced the child lovingly. Here, the mother embraced the child as if she loved her. Here you find lovingly, this word has been expanded, or it is just you have to change this word into a clause by using adverbial clause. And a phrase may be expanded into an adverbial clause, like it is too hot to go out without an umbrella. Here also you find the phrase is transformed into a clause. It is so hot that one cannot go out without an umbrella. Here you find adverb clause is used, so that so hot that one cannot go out without an umbrella. Now, this is again the main clause, and the next part is the subordinate clause part, and here also the main clause and subordinate clause as usual in the complex sentence. Now I am going to tell you third rule for transformation or transforming a simple sentence into a complex one. Here, rule 3, that is by using an adjective clause. So what is that? Here, if you find that examples, prudent boys work hard. Here, the word prudent has been transformed or expanded into a clause here. The boys or boys who are prudent work hard. This is an example of adjective clause. Here, adjective clause is used to make this simple sentence into complex one. Next, he is a man of simple habit. Here also you find a phrase may be expanded into an adjective clause, that is of simple habit. This phrase you can transfer, or you can expand this phrase into an adjective clause, that is he is a man who possesses simple habits, to make it a complex sentence. So these are the common and general rule to transform a simple sentence into complex one. Next, now I am going to tell you 10 shortcut rules. That is, this rule can help you to transfer or to convert a simple sentence into complex one very easily. Now let's see what are those 10 rules. Rule number 1 here. Present participle. If there is a present participle in a sentence, you must add since, as, when, while you wish to make that simple sentence into complex one. For example, closing the window, I went back to study. When I closed the window, I went back to study. Here you find closing the window, this is a present participle, and when we find this present participle, we add when to make it a complex sentence. Next rule for you. If there is being plus verb ing, if it is there, and you have to add as, when, since to make that sentence complex. If in a simple sentence you find being plus verb ing, you have to make it complex by using as, when, and since. For example, after winning the prize, she cried. As she won the prize, she cried. Here you find as is used because here winning the prize, here after winning the prize, being or verb ing is there. Next rule for you, to by adding so that. If in the simple sentence you find two verb and two, or two noun and two, you find he is too weak to carry the box. If you find this type of simple sentence, you just add so that and negative, obviously negative structure, to make it the complex one. And the examples is like that. He is so weak that he cannot carry the box. He here you find so, that, and the negative structure cannot. You have to use that negative structure to make this complex sentence without changing its meaning. Next rule for you. Two, if in the simple sentence you find two, that is infinitive verb, one infinitive verb is used, or infinitive form is used there, then you have to add so that. So in case of two, that is infinitive, if used there in a simple sentence, so in a simple sentence where infinitive is used, you have to use so that to make it a complex one. We eat to live. This is a simple sentence where we have used a non-finite in verb infinitives. Eat is a finite verb, and to live, this is a non-infinitives used. So if you find this type of simple sentence, you just change it into complex one by using so that. That is, we eat so that we can live. This is an example of complex sentence. Now, rule number 5. In spite of or despite. If in the simple sentence you find this type of word, if the simple sentence begins with in spite of or despite, you just add though or although to make that simple sentence into complex one. For example, in spite of being rich, she is hardworking. This is an example of simple sentence where there is only one finite verb. Now, when you are asked to make it a complex one, you have to use though or although. Though she is rich, she is hardworking. So, this is a very good formula. If you see this type of word in a simple sentence, you just add though or although while make it complex one. Next rule for you. If in the simple sentence you find because of, if the simple sentence starts with because of, you have to add since while you wants to make that simple sentence into complex one. Because of his illness, he cannot join the meeting. This is an example of simple sentence. And if you wish to convert it into a complex one, you just write it in this manner. Since he was ill, he could not join the meeting. This is an example of complex sentence. Next rule for you. And here, subject, verb, object, present participle. If cut, start. Next rule for you. If in a simple sentence you find subject, verb, object, and then present participle is used, then you have to use an adjective clause to make that simple sentence into complex one. That is, I saw a dog barking. Here, this barking is a present participle, and while you wish to make this sentence a complex one, you have to write, I saw a dog which was barking. Here, this is an adjective clause, and dog, after dog, you have to use these adjective clause. Now, next rule for you. If the simple sentence start with without, when you are just try to convert that simple sentence that start with without, you have to add if to make it the complex one. Without sugar, the dish is tasteless. So you have to change it into a complex one like this. If you do not add sugar, the dish is tasteless. So you have to use if. Now, next rule for you. At the time. Now, if in a simple sentence you find this phrase at the time, will be converted into when. If you find at the time, you have to use when clause in for the complex sentence. That is, she woke up at the time of load shedding. And when you are just try to make it a complex one, you have to use she woke up when it was load shedding. The last shortcut rule for you, that is, adjective will be converted into adjective clause with the help of or with the use of that and which, that or which. I bought a blue shirt. This is an example of simple sentence. If we wish to transfer or convert these simple sentence into complex one, we have to use an adjective clause in that sentence. I bought a shirt which was blue. So these are the very interesting features of the or very interesting rules for the transformation of English sentences from simple to complex. So I hope you like this video. If you have any problem, please do comment in the comment section. I definitely reply them. So no more today. Thank you for listening and bye bye.